This is Hey Heart 143 with Natalie Tavidian. 143 means I love you. Together we're learning to love ourselves and stay in love no matter what life throws at us. We are constantly evolving, changing, growing emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And we have to remember to check in with our own heart as we're propelled forward. When you love your own heart, you heal better, you do better, and you live a more fulfilled life. I'm here with Marie Exian today. Marie Exian is a meditation instructor, and we're going to talk about the importance of just sitting still, meditating, quieting the mind, and how that is such a huge path to self-love and doing things that just make you happy and love your own heart. So welcome to Hey Heart 143. Thank you, Marie, for being here.
Thank you, Natalie.
Why meditate?
Well, that's a very good question. I think, as you mentioned, meditation is so important for self-love, healing, and growth. And that was what sparked my journey to become a meditation instructor and to be able to help others understand themselves and to apply self-love and to whatever extent to their own lives. So I think there's a ton of reasons why people meditate nowadays. And one of them is to bring more awareness into someone's life, to gain clarity, to gain self-love. And even though it is a lot about the self, you reflect on yourself, you meditate on yourself, how you project that out into the world is, becomes kind of evident, and your relationships change. And yeah, you kind of see the changes as you meditate and as you practice meditation.
Do you feel like your connection with people change, or the types of events you surround yourself with, or the people? Do you start letting go of things? Like what did it do for you when you were going through the training?
Yeah.
Just purge all the bad.
Yeah, letting go is a huge part of meditation, and like how it affects your relationships, I think it definitely shows. I mean, I can only speak for myself. So, you can speak for yourself too.
I mean, this podcast came to me like I was just meditating, my mind was still, and I was just thinking about my own heart, and I thought, hey heart, I love you.
Yeah.
Hey Heart 143, like why haven't I ever thought about my own heart? And that's just something that came to me when my mind was just really still. Yeah. I feel like I haven't been doing it for that long. I'm very new to it. But I've never done what you do, is the guided meditation. You guide your clients through meditating. So what's that experience like for them?
I think every person has a truly like unique experience while they meditate. And I can never go into like the brains of the people, and tell them what to do or what not to do. But I think everybody comes out feeling a lot lighter, feeling a lot more positive about themselves. And I think doing it in a group, when you're doing a guided meditation, there's people there. That is also like one of the contributing factor to someone's health, is because when you do it with someone or with a group, you see better results in anything. And not to say you shouldn't do it alone, but, guiding with a group there's more power, power in meditating together.
You feed off everyone's energy, and they bring in that energy. I feel like there's so much chatter in our minds all the time, right? And everybody is so concerned with, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go be here for this person, and you stop thinking about yourself. Do you think that meditation kind of puts that focus on you, like the individual, the person meditating, like what is important to me? What's turning off that chatter? Like that's difficult, right?
Yeah. The chatter is, I think, one thing that we need to externalize. And that's what I tell my meditation, the people that I meditate with, is that that thing is very external to you. That's not who you are. That's just an outside kind of thing that you can look at. So if you were to meditate and you put yourself more like a bird in the sky roaming, and you look at your thoughts as like the city, the cars moving, you don't become attached to any of those things happening, like the cars and the noise and the people. They're just there, and you just watch from like a bird's eye perspective. And that's like the easiest way that I try to describe meditation to somebody who's new and who hasn't meditated before. And again, building that practice and doing it over and over again, you realize that all that chatter, it's just chatter. It's just noise. It's just the cars are moving. So, absolutely.
I feel like the first time I ever tried to like sit still and meditate, I do a lot of like moving meditation, like walking, and the first time I tried to sit still and meditate, I was like, okay, I'm bored. I can't do this. This is too much. This is like, it was difficult for me because when it comes to working out, I like that high impact, but I've gone in, like you said, ease yourself into it little by little. Were you like that when you first started doing the classes for it? Because I'm sure that was intensive to go through a training.
Yeah, the training was intense, but it was also good to sit, and just sitting is hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because we're so on the go. We want to do the next thing, but sometimes when you sit, you are more productive through the day. And just letting yourself be quiet for 10 minutes, you put your day into perspective instead of waking up and just going, let's say. So yeah, I think having maybe even 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the mornings to settle your mind and just quiet your mind is the best way to start the day.
I feel guided to ask you to do a guided meditation. Okay. I want to ask you to do this. If you want me to close my eyes, if you want me to move off my seat,
no, that's perfect.
And if somebody's driving right now, keep your eyes open. But if you're listening to this in your bedroom or doing, can you do a guided meditation? Yeah. Can you take us through the first few minutes of a class?
Yeah.
Tell me what to do.
Okay. Should I start the guidance?
Do it. Yeah, if you want me to take my shoes off, I will. If you...
No worries.
We're in a studio right now, by the way. We have headsets on, we have microphones, and we're in a studio. There's a table in between the two of us, so just to paint that picture for you. Yeah. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I wanted to firstly say thank you for having me. I didn't get to say that. So... but no, it's beautiful to be able to guide, and I love it. So I guess we can start off by kind of getting comfortable in the chair that you're sitting in.
My shoes are coming off.
Okay. Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Okay.
And taking a second to bring your awareness just fully into this room. Maybe noticing the way things sound or the smells, just becoming right here, right now. Maybe feeling how your body is rested against the chair, the weight of your shoulders. And as you continue to just be here, try to let go of as much as chatter or external kind of thoughts that might be present right now. And the easiest way I always tell my clients is to use your breath as an anchor. So if you just inhale and exhale, can release very easily. And just allow yourself to be here in this room, can just continue breathing, inhale and exhaling, letting go of any thoughts, trying to become as present in this room or wherever you are as possible. And after you do this for a few minutes, I recommend my clients to slowly ease out of this state of mind, state of awareness, and then just check in with yourself and see how you feel.
Feel zen.
Oh, good.
I feel like, well, I was focusing on the sounds of the doors opening and closing, and I'm sure after, how long you said you do this for?
This you should do for maybe 15 minutes at the least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we just held this for what, 2?
Yeah. We'll try
about
to give
2
you
minutes.
the quick meditation version, but this is kind of how it would be in a guided meditation.
That's amazing. So you said you could do even longer classes, like about 40 minutes of meditating. How often should people be doing it?
I don't think there is a number of times you should do it. Of course, the more you meditate and the more you sit, which is I think the challenge is sitting, finding the time to sit. People are very busy. And keeping it consistent is, I think, the way to start your practice and to keep it going. And over time, everybody sees positive impact.
What was your experience like? What came up for you, and how did you grow from going through the training or discovering meditation?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the training was more just to supplement kind of my curiosity that had existed already and my practice that had existed. So it wasn't like I just jumped into the training, but it was something that I had built for several years, and the training was just something that I wanted to supplement my knowledge with. But my journey started when I was working very long hours in a stressful industry, and I noticed that my mental health was deteriorating, going down, and I felt a lot of anxiety, anxious all the time, as I'm sure a lot of Americans do. We work a lot. And so I tried to kind of come up with some ways of, okay, how do I feel better? What can I do to de-stress? And that led me to turn to meditation. And from there, it's really impacted my life tremendously. As you can see, I'm a very mellow person already as it is. So I think that's just kind of the pace that I live on. And I do enjoy it. I love it. I think it helps me scale back and really try to appreciate every moment of the day.
That anxiety you talk about, I feel like that is so common. Like, who doesn't know somebody that is struggling with anxiety, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you see that a lot in clients that come to you for guided meditation?
Yeah. A lot of people absolutely suffer from anxiety, especially because we live in a very busy time or a busy country, time of the world. Everything is like make money, produce, consume. Right?
Be the first to do everything.
Yeah, and we get anxious, and
cell phones going off all the time. There is no break.
Yeah. People are always on their cell phones, right, as we see. And we're always tuned into something, tapped into something, Instagram, Facebook. And not to say that those are, bad things. No, absolutely not. But we need to
slow down.
Yeah, slow down. And that's when I think the anxiety becomes a little less and less. And when you slow down, you detach, creating detachments from social media or from, whatever it is, knowing that they're there, but not making your life those things.
You did a lot of traveling after being introduced to meditation, right? What was that experience like?
I did, yeah. Traveling.
And you went to some very spiritual places.
Yeah. Traveling was so much fun. I went to Bhutan as kind of part of a few other countries, but Bhutan is really unique, and I'll talk about that country. Bhutan has a GDH instead of a GDP. You know how United States has GDP,
Yeah.
kind of our output, our production, and GDH stands for gross domestic happiness. So they measure their, the
There's
citizen.
success through happiness.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. How happy are the citizens? And they have a consensus
Wow.
board. They go to door, and they knock on the door and they say, "Hey, tell us on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?" And I thought that was beautiful. That's why I wanted to go and experience their culture.
Mm-hmm.
So
Are they happy?
They are, yeah. Yeah,
Why?
they are.
Why do you think that is? And did you experience that joy when you were there?
I think their culture is so unique that it's, their happiness is not like external. I think it's very internal. That's what I experienced. You might not see people smiling, but internally, I think they're very happy and confident and people. And so it was so unique for me to go and see how another country views their citizens, how they view life, right? And it was very different than how we view life as Americans.
Like success versus joy.
Yeah. What kind of the average American, we say, well, we want to be successful, right? That's the number one thing that comes up, and that's wonderful. And some other countries say, well, we want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
happiness,
think,
yeah.
I said that in a job interview once. They said, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was very real. I said, happy.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Wow.
does that mean you want a good work-life balance? And I said, yes, exactly. Exactly that. It's that finding that balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where else did you go?
So I went there. I went to Nepal. Nepal is beautiful. I didn't spend too much time there. And I went to Bali.
I love Bali.
Yeah.
Bali's just so, the energy there is just so incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Very spiritual. I did a yoga class there and I started crying while doing yoga just because
really?
I just felt so much joy in my heart. Yeah.
Oh, where did you go?
The Gili Islands
Mm-hmm.
and Ubud.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So right there by the yoga barn.
Yeah. It definitely attracts a community of spirituality, of people who are into yoga, meditation, and who want to really better their lives. So when you go there, it's kind of like you kind of get absorbed in that, but also people are there for that. So
Well, thank you so much for
of
coming
course.
on. Tell people where they could find you.
You can find me on Mindful Marie on Instagram. I also just started my own company called Bloomed Work, and we work with corporate employees and corporate businesses to bring mindfulness into the workplace. So
spread the wellness.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you so much. I hope you come back again, and maybe we can get you to do some guided meditations again. So I hope that was useful for everyone. I'm going to ask Marie to do that again, and I'll have a link to guided meditation on my website, heyheart143.com. If you feel compelled to, head on over to iTunes and rate this, share this with a friend who needs some mindfulness in their life. Thank you guys for tuning in.